3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1158. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support in helping me reach 300 subscribers at this time, as well as your presence during this reading. So, somebody here may be feeling forgetful. Like there's something here about a routine where most of the time you're pretty good, but sometimes you might forget a little bit. Maybe something in particular or just something in general. Perhaps you could use some support in some way to help you remember, no matter what that may look like for you. But with interpreting 1158, there are two ones in this number, which are about having trust and faith. And this could be about having trust and faith in yourself, your intuition, your strength, the universe, what's possible for you, or just some sort of process or situation that you are trying to navigate through. You can trust yourself. Even if you make a mistake, as long as you allow yourself to learn from that mistake, you can trust yourself. The number 5 in this number is about change and transformation. It can be about, sometimes I feel connected to the word transition, which to me tells me that you are currently going through some sort of change. But I also saw a sign, the number 243 for me, about a warning that someone or something could be trying to coerce or manipulate you into a vulnerable situation, or wanting to take advantage of a vulnerable situation that you are already in. Perhaps there is an unhealthy relationship that you need to walk away from or protect yourself from, or just there could just be this general idea of protection here, where the change here is about going from being vulnerable to not so vulnerable. So maybe there is something you need to change here. It could be your routine, your phone number, whatever you feel like you have to do to protect yourself. And I just saw the number 345, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. This warning is here for a reason. You're going through what you are going through for a reason. You're being called to make important changes to protect yourself for a reason. And I really want to emphasize here, because it's a warning, I don't want to come off as alarmist to anybody or to scare anybody. I think that this is something that you're already feeling, that you already know, a threat that you feel like you're already sensing. Yeah, especially if you're feeling like you need to change something to protect yourself. And I like how when I was talking about the number 1, there was encouragement here saying that you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself to know what to do to protect yourself. The next number, the number 8, is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. So whatever this change is, this transformation, something or someone could be being released, let go, walked away from, to support some sort of change, to protect yourself. And it's okay if this change is painful in some way. It's okay to allow yourself to grieve. This actually reminds me of a 10 of Swords card that I pulled in a different reading recently, and it had the word grief on it. And the 10 of Swords is about a painful ending, something or someone that you have been investing in or focused on for a really long time, and now something is forcing you to walk away. Or maybe you were betrayed in some way. It's okay to give yourself the opportunity to heal and to learn and to grow. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7, and 7 plus 8 is 15. And I have a couple of messages for the number 15 here. The number 15 is on the Devil card in Tarot, which, funnily enough, again, another reading that I did recently, I pulled the Devil card. But that reading instead, it wasn't the one with the 10 of Swords. But these references to cards in recent readings could be confirmation that this reading right here is also meant for you, or also connected to that other reading that you watched. But the Devil represents feeling chained or bound or trapped or just like a slave to your own desire or to some sort of situation. It's very exhausting. It's very frustrating. And so I feel that there is a call here to free yourself. Especially psychologically and spiritually. Investing your faith in someone or something else that I will say is actually worth it. I don't want to get into too much detail because this is a general reading. But the other message that I typically see with the number 15 is encouragement for you to love and respect and care for yourself instead of taking the path of, self-hate, self-destruction, disrespecting yourself, your worth, your needs, what you deserve. You really do. You really, really do deserve to be treating yourself with love and care and patience and understanding right now, especially if you feel that love and care is something that you are feeling deprived of in your life. It can be really helpful and supportive and fulfilling when you have a loving and caring relationship towards yourself. And don't, only take this if this resonates, but don't lie to yourself about what you know you deserve, how you know you deserve to be taken care of and really just respected. Yeah. Seems the answer to free yourself is through loving yourself. I think self-love is going to give you the answers and the guidance that you need or may be looking for. Overall, this number, 1158, has been, a gentle encouragement for you to have trust and faith, especially in yourself. I'm really just feeling this sadness. And it's probably just my own feelings because I don't like hearing or seeing people who don't have a healthy relationship deserve to have an unhealthy relationship with themselves. And I don't think anybody really deserves a bad relationship with themselves. It's just more so about like somebody here who is caring and loving and honest and moves with the purest intentions. And there's something about someone like that having a bad relationship with themselves to me that is, I guess, heartbreaking, you could say. It's just not fair to yourself. It's not right. And I do believe that to be able to attract people who are just as loving and caring as you are towards others, you first have to be willing to turn that love and that care inward towards yourself, so you can, know how to express yourself honestly and authentically and set proper boundaries with yourself. How you speak to yourself, when and how you say no to yourself, is a reflection of how you will speak and set boundaries with others. So you deserve to have a healthy relationship with yourself, not only because, you just deserve that, but you also deserve, what comes of that, other than the warmth. Also attracting healthier relationships, or knowing when and who to invest in, what's real and what isn't. I really think when we lie to ourselves, it's hard to see things clearly, because then we're willing to accept lies from others or dishonest situations, and it just can be really disorienting. There is a call here for you to make some sort of change, and it can be about protecting yourself. It doesn't have to be, but at the very least, I do think that the change here is internal. Going from hate and resentment toward yourself and more towards love and understanding. Really. And there may be a loss here, someone or something that you have to let go or walk away from, but I believe that as long as we always choose to heal and to grow, things will get better. So there are a couple of decks of cards on the table. This here is the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, and these are Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards. And I am going to start with drawing on a couple of these tarot cards to get more details, more messages for you that you may, or may not, I guess, need here right now. And these messages can be about what we already talked about with the number 1158, or not. The reading that I did, 1149, might be significant for somebody. And I just saw number 333 on the timer. This number, number 3 is about self-expression, communication, using your voice, and just expressing yourself honestly and authentically, and allowing yourself to heal and to grow, whether or not it's related to self-expression or not. But I do feel here that you need to know that you deserve to take up space and to be heard, to be included, to have more control. So, first tarot card that I have is the King of Swords in reverse. Let me go ahead and draw all of these cards and start talking about them. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This one says trust, faith, optimism, being too hard on yourself, believing in yourself, lack of self-love, self-depreciation. This very much aligns with the message, or the messages about freedom, freeing yourself, and self-love. Let's draw one of these oracle cards. interesting. It says, explore your creative side. Visualize, paint, and record. So, starting with this King of Swords over here, in reverse. Well, actually, I didn't realize that those, there were words here written for the reverse. I thought they were for the upright position because they're at the top, but it says manipulative, disrespectful, egotistical, cold, calculating, selfish, analytical, superiority complex. Now, this could be you, or it could be someone that you are dealing with, which would align pretty well with those messages about some sort of warning and protecting yourself. There could be somebody in your life who is very much not an honest person. They are very selfish and willing to deceive, to control, and get what they want. And if this represents you, this is more so about lies that you tell yourself. And you yourself could be willing to lie to get what you want. But given the sadness that I felt, I have a hard time believing that this is about you, this King of Swords. At the very least, I think it's about self-told lies, but they're not malicious. They just come from a place of not really knowing your worth and what you actually deserve. Walking away from this person or other people who are like that, while it's painful and difficult, there is something to gain. There is a silver lining, but it's more psychological and spiritual rather than material or tangible. It's still abundance to come of this, but in a different form. And I hope that you value consciousness and awareness just as much as you would value money or any material possessions or things that you want in life, which we all have those desires. But I personally believe that enlightenment should come before greed or being self-serving. So you could take this as an opportunity to learn and to free yourself, or to keep holding on and being greedy at your own expense. It makes sense why there are messages here about self-love, especially with it being reinforced with the 8 of Swords here. I think self-love is going to help you see things clearer if you allow yourself to see yourself as somebody who deserves to be loved and respected. This 8 on the 8 of Swords really reinforces the idea of loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. Don't stay in an unhealthy or toxic relationship or situation out of fear. You should always, whenever you choose to invest in someone or something, it should be based in truth and honesty, not fear and unhealthy attachment. This really is potentially a powerful opportunity for you to learn and to grow here, to better understand yourself, life, the universe, and if you're really interested in the spiritual stuff, learning from this, it can really benefit you in a spiritual way if you allow for it, or if you at least just have faith in that possibility. The 8 of Swords, it really is a freedom card, but it's freedom, freeing yourself from your own mind, your own fears, your own feelings, not feeling like a slave to your own psychology, your own, I hope this doesn't come off as offensive, but your own delusions, your own lack of clarity, we'll say. It really does feel like the answer here is just love. And I did notice that this also says trust and faith up here. You can trust yourself to know what is the right thing to do here, to know what your worth really is and what you really deserve. You don't deserve to be waiting to be treated better. Seeing this Ancestor Spirit Oracle card about exploring your creativity was interesting to me because it instantly connected me to whenever I saw the number 333 on the timer, and that brought the messages of self-expression, using your voice. This could be a clear call for you to express yourself in a creative way. Whatever that means for you. It can be more artistic, or just finding a mode or a medium to communicate that really works for you. And this could be about communicating with other people, with your spirit guides, with yourself. I personally find that journaling and meditating are really, really helpful when communicating with myself to maintain a healthy relationship with myself. And in fact, I think that is the kind of communication you should be focusing on the most right now. Because there is a need here to improve the relationship with yourself so you can see who the real devil is. Biblical or not, you get what I'm saying. This Ancestor card really reminded me as well of when I learned about how, thousands of years ago, when we were still chilling in caves and stuff, people used to be a lot more equal, a lot more creative, a lot more expressive. And so maybe this could be an opportunity here for you to connect with beyond ancient ancestors, early ancestors. Creativity is something that humans have always had. Creative is something we've always been. And so I feel that expressing ourselves is such an essential part to our existence, to maintaining our well-being. This reading overall has been encouraging you to have trust and faith, especially in yourself, so you can free yourself and find the answers and the clarity and the direction that you need, because there is a change that needs to be made here, definitely within yourself and potentially outside of yourself as well. You're going to have to let go of someone or something, a certain thought, a feeling, a belief, a person, a situation, for your own well-being, your own highest good. There is definitely a need here to not be your own worst enemy and to give yourself permission to love yourself in the way that you deserve to be loved. Not only because you just deserve to have a good relationship with yourself, but also because you deserve to attract, relationships, good relationships that you could have with other people, or healthy situations that you could involve yourself in or be invested in. The cards on the table are clearly showing someone here who is very manipulative and calculating in the worst kind of way. And I specifically say in the worst kind of way because manipulation and being calculated, it really depends on what your motive is. But this person does not feel like a good person to me. And if this isn't about somebody else outside of yourself, it's at the very least about addressing the lies that you tell yourself, how you manipulate and gaslight yourself into what you deserve. Or, certain parts of reality, really making you question your own sanity. Because I feel like if you don't, if you're not dealing with a manipulative, cold, selfish, calculating type of person right now, if you don't address the lies that you tell yourself, you will run into somebody like this, and you won't see it until it hurts a lot. This is absolutely a call here for you to free yourself through self-expression and self-love.